Retirement is supposed to be the reward, the finish line after decades of hard work. But here's the problem. For millions of Americans, the cost of living is making retirement feel less like a reward and more like a financial balancing act. Between rising housing costs, healthcare expenses, and everyday essentials, many retirees are finding that their savings don't stretch nearly as far as they hoped. But what if you could make a simple change? Move somewhere more affordable and suddenly find yourself living comfortably on a fixed income? Today on Atlas Uncovered, we're going to look at the top 10 cheapest places to retire in America. Before we dive in, a quick note. There are many factors to weigh when choosing where to retire, so this list is not meant to be exhaustive. And ultimately, the best place to retire is the one that fits your life. With that said, let's get into it. Number 1. Greenville, South Carolina. If you've never heard of Greenville, South Carolina, it's time to put it on your radar. This mid-sized city has quietly become one of the most talked about retirement destinations in the entire country, and for good reason. The cost of living in Greenville sits about 8% below the national average, making it genuinely affordable by almost any measure. Housing, in particular, is where retirees tend to notice the difference right away. The median home price hovers around $230,000, a number that will feel like a dream if you're coming from the Northeast or the West Coast. But affordability is only part of the story. Greenville's downtown has been completely revitalized over the past 2 decades, giving retirees access to great restaurants, boutique shops, and a thriving art scene that rivals cities twice its size. And if you enjoy the outdoors, the Blue Ridge Mountains are just a short drive away. South Carolina also doesn't tax Social Security income, which is a meaningful bonus for retirees living on fixed income. Number 2. Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee keeps coming up on best places to retire lists, and Knoxville is a big reason why. For starters, Tennessee has no state income tax, and that includes no tax on Social Security benefits or pension income. For retirees, that's not a small thing. That's real money staying in your pocket every single year. Beyond the tax advantages, Knoxville's cost of living is roughly 11% below the national average. The median home price is around $220,000, and the overall cost of groceries, utilities, and health care all tend to come in below what you'd find in most major cities. The city itself sits at the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, meaning that stunning natural scenery is never far away. The University of Tennessee also contributes to a lively cultural calendar, with sporting events, concerts, and art exhibitions throughout the year. If you're looking for a city that feels vibrant, but still affordable, Knoxville checks a lot of boxes. Number 3. Tucson, Arizona. Arizona has long been a popular retirement destination, and while cities like Scottsdale and Phoenix get most of the attention, Tucson often offers a better deal. The cost of living in Tucson is around 5% below the national average, and the median home price is approximately $260,000, significantly lower than what you'd find in Scottsdale. For retirees who prefer a warmer climate, Tucson delivers with over 350 days of sunshine per year. The surrounding Sonoran desert landscape is also unlike anything else in the country, with dramatic mountain views and unique natural beauty on all sides. Tucson is also home to the University of Arizona, which gives the city an energy and cultural depth that many retirees find appealing. There are world-class museums, a thriving food scene, and excellent healthcare options. Arizona does not tax Social Security income, which is another point in Tucson's favor. Number 4. Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville might surprise you. It surprised a lot of people. Once known primarily as a hub for NASA and defense contractors, Huntsville has evolved into one of the most livable and affordable mid-sized cities in the American South. The cost of living here is roughly 14% below the national average, and the median home price is around $220,000. Alabama also has some of the lowest property taxes in the entire country, a big deal for retirees on fixed incomes. What's equally impressive is the quality of life Huntsville delivers at that price point. The city has an excellent healthcare system, a growing restaurant scene, and cultural offerings like the U.S. Space and Rocket Center that make it genuinely interesting to live in. Outdoor recreation is also well represented, with Montesano State Park offering hiking and scenic overlooks just minutes from. Downtown. Alabama does not tax Social Security income for most retirees, adding one more reason to take Huntsville seriously. Number 5. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. If you're willing to trade warm winters for significant financial advantages, Sioux Falls deserves a close look. South Dakota is one of only a handful of states with no state income tax at all, meaning your Social Security, pension, and retirement account withdrawals are all untouched at the state level. The cost of living in Sioux Falls sits about 9% below the national average, and median home prices hover around $270,000. That's a reasonable number for a city of its size and quality. Sioux Falls has also invested heavily in its infrastructure and quality of life in recent years. The city consistently ranks near the top of national lists for job markets, which matters for retirees who want part-time work options and for healthcare access and overall livability. The Falls Park area in the center of the city is a genuine gem, a beautiful natural waterfall in the middle of an urban setting that draws both residents and visitors year-round. Number 6. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Arkansas is often overlooked in retirement conversations, which might be exactly why it belongs on this list. The cost of living in Fayetteville is about 11% below the national average. Housing is particularly affordable, with a median home price around $275,000. And that's for a city that's been growing rapidly and gaining national recognition for its quality of life. The Ozark Mountains surround the area, offering retirees access to some of the best hiking, cycling, and outdoor recreation in the South. The Razorback Regional Greenway alone covers 36 miles of trail, connecting the region's cities and parks. Fayetteville is also home to the University of Arkansas, which contributes to a lively arts and culture scene, and the broader Northwest Arkansas region has been putting serious investment into cultural institutions like the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, one of the finest art museums in the country and free to visit. Arkansas exempts Social Security income from state taxes for most residents, and the overall tax burden for retirees tends to be low. Number 7. McAllen, Texas. Yes, McAllen appeared on our worst places to live in Texas list for job seekers, but retirement is a different story entirely. If you're not depending on the local job market, and most retirees aren't, McAllen flips the script in a meaningful way. The cost of living here is among the lowest of any city in the entire country, sitting roughly 20% below the national average. Housing is extraordinary in its affordability, with median home prices around $175,000. Number 8. Topeka, Kansas. When you think of Topeka, Kansas, you might not immediately think of retirement paradise, but that's partly why it makes this list. The cost of living in Topeka is roughly 15% below the national average, and the median home price sits around $155,000. Number 9. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Tennessee makes a second appearance on this list, and Chattanooga earns its spot independently. Number 10. Pensacola, Florida. Florida is the state most Americans associate with retirement, but the high cost of living in places like Miami, Naples, or Sarasota puts those cities out of reach for many retirees on fixed incomes. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new adventure. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and keep uncovering the world.